A group of more than 100 migrants crossing illegally
in Hukumba.
Right here in Hukumba.
From Hukumba Hot Springs, where
migrants are waiting out in
Hukumba, where they're dropped off right at the edge of where the border wall stops. They simply walk around it and then surrender to Border Patrol agents.
Hi, bud. Yeah. He's guarding Mexico. Yeah. I mean, what's to say? He may come over and ask you what's going on, ask what's going on, and I'll tell him, well, you're out here filming the wall with me. No, he's leaving. I'm Sam, and I've lived here on the border for about 11 years now. We have a lot of deaths out here. We're less than a half a mile from Mexico right now. Leia, Eddie, come on. Eddie, come on. Well, I did a lot of things, but I've spent about half of my time doing logistics for humanitarian relief operations all over the Southeast Asian area, Indian Ocean area. I did disaster relief in Nepal, in the Philippines, in Myanmar, in Bangladesh, and I don't know, hard to count. In this area, we went from basically 0 border crossings to having up to 250, 300 people a day. That's the Trump wall running into the Obama wall. That's where people cross, usually on ladders and shit like that. The wall doesn't really work, see? You can make a ladder and you go over it with the ladder, and then you make another ladder on the other side, and everybody pays you a couple $100 a piece. Hey, you throw away a rebar ladder with, who cares, Border Kindness was one, there's a Border Relief Collective is another one. So we all work together. I mean, I'm work with anybody, I don't care. You don't make a journey like that. You don't do it unless you have a fucking good reason to do it. And I don't question that. Obviously, if you're here, there's a reason. It's like, that's superfluous. You're hungry, you need water. I don't care why. I really don't. I mean, it just doesn't make any difference. This is an Obama wall. This is not a Trump wall. Trump just added the tasteful concertina wire on the top. It's kind of like a tiara on Miss America's hairdo. But yeah, the wall itself was built under Obama. That's why they crossed there, all 3 of those places. Because it had a direct dirt road right to the gap in the wall, and you just get out. They'd get out of the van or the truck, they'd line them up to take pictures to make sure that they were paid for the right number of people and send them across. Yeah, so they used to jump up, they'd take them out of the van, and then they lined them up right there, kind of in parallel with that fence over there on the other side, and then they'd take their photos. This is guys who were the drivers on the other side, probably to prove, yeah, I dropped off X amount of guys here, count them. And then they'd all just come across. The old lady in the wheelchair and the oxygen bottles was quite a thing to see. For about 80 days, it was just every day, all day, from morning till night, just dealing with that camp and 3 other camps. And so I really didn't have a lot of time to think about much of anything. I don't really know for sure, but I can document that I made over 82,000 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. We were very careful to try to keep the people in the camp supplied with their basic necessities. They had no reason to go anywhere. Remember, these are all people that wanted to be picked up by the Border Patrol and processed. They changed the rules around asylum seekers. Most of them were processed out into the streets within 72 hours. So when they were out, the people that got out easily called home and said, hey, look, it worked. 72 hours in detention and I'm out. That news gets out really quick because everybody's got a cell phone now. From the very beginning, I was going, where's the National Guard, right? Where is, the Red Cross? We have thousands of people coming across here with no water, no food, and no logistical support at all. They never came for the whole thing. All the catering equipment that we used when we were feeding, when we were feeding hundreds of people.
Oh.
and I put it away in here. I've been actually kind of looking for some organization that can actually use it, and I haven't found anybody yet. But all of that was paid for through donations of one sort or another. All of it, some very kind lady from a local town around here called Julian paid for that stove. Some other people paid for this pot. I mean, every piece by piece, whatever we needed, people just came up with it and did it. It's really not hard to get people involved if they see what's happening. It went from 250 a day to less than 10 a day within a month. And the big change took place not because of the fence, not because of any border enforcement, but because an agreement was made between Anthony Blinken and the Mexican government, and made a deal for the Mexican government to shut the border down from their side. And since then, I've not seen any illicit border crossers at all. There just aren't any.
The Mexican military is now stationed at the gap. 30 soldiers living here 24/7 for over a year. They say they haven't seen a single migrant since December.
During the time that they really needed it, there were no portable toilets there at all. After this had already tapered off, the Border Patrol got those portable toilets in. They got them in there at the point that there was no one crossing. They get service regularly, and nobody uses them. I bet you even the pump works, we'll see. They've been there for over a year and a half. The guy comes out and pumps them every week and empties the garbage and all this stuff. And there has not been a single person using them other than maybe Border Patrol agents. It's like, how much does it cost to have 6 porta potties in an empty field 70 miles from the biggest local town? I mean, it's not an insignificant amount of money. And they're still paying, it's still there. People need to see that this is just the whole militarization of the border, and we're gonna, make more, agents, and we're gonna do this, and we're gonna spend all this money on cameras on a stick, and all this stuff. It's just, for what exactly? There's nobody here. The fence itself is practically meaningless. It's an amazing engineering feat. Stupid as all hell, and it doesn't work for what it's practically designed for. It doesn't stop people from coming onto American land. It's a political statement that has very little to do with the people who are down here. The woman who lives in that house up there, and don't photograph it, please. She lives there. Her grandmother lives right on the other side of that wall. Instead of being able to walk to her grandma's house, she's got to drive almost 100 miles to get someplace which is right there. I mean, right there. It's an incredible hypocrisy of it is just mind-boggling sometimes. Oh well. The truth is not the story we want. So what is the story we want to tell? That's the way it works in America now. And I think that you can only do that for so long before everything comes crumbling down. It'd be hard to count how many war zones I've been in my life, but I've been in a few. Before, during, and after. America's looking pretty much before phase right at the moment. That's what I'm saying, anything could happen. At this point, anything could happen. I mean, come on, you're in the Constitution-free zone here. This is the frontera zone. This is legally, all kinds of stuff can happen here that you don't need due process or a lot of different things.